It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview James Storm, who played for J.H. Rose and committed to Randolph Macon College. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you got started playing football in high school and then moving on to the college level?
I started off playing football because of mainly my brothers and my family is mainly it was like a family tradition for us to start playing football, all the boys in my family. So that's kind of how I got started into playing it. And once I started playing, I didn't realize how much I was actually going to like the sport. And the more I played and under the coaching staff I had at J.H. Rose, it made me want to keep going in my football career.
What have you accomplished at J.H. Rose?
I've been a 3-year starter since sophomore to senior year. I've been a 2-time first team all conference player. I was all county, all state. One of the two. I don't remember exactly which one. I've had the privilege of playing in the Blue Gray All American Bowl and being recognized by multiple coaches as well as in the East West All Star game.
Can you talk about your experience playing at J.H. Rose?
It was a very good experience, especially under a guy like Coach David Wojciechowski. He was a very old school coach, so he made sure to put discipline into all of his guys. But with him being there, it made a great experience for my high school career there.
What did you accomplish in your senior year?
We ended up going 6-5 for my high school career. My last one at Rose. And with my senior year, I was able to play in the Blue Gray All American Bowl, which was a great experience. Being able to play with people who are a lot better than me, that I'd be able to at least compete against people and see how I am, especially if since I went with one of my rivals at our rival school. So, and I was able to be announced one of the players for the East-West All-Star game, which was awesome.
Speaking about the East-West All-Star game, can you talk about that experience?
It was a great experience being known as a player for it, because I'm pretty sure the last player that was an East-West All-Star at Rose was Cornell Powell, who is a receiver at Clemson now, who's starting. And it sucks we weren't able to actually play in the All-Star game because of COVID, but they made sure that we were still recognized and we still had a lot of great experience being a part of that tradition.
How did the COVID affect your senior year?
Football-wise, it didn't really affect too much because it didn't really get too far into it at that point, but it ended up cutting off my lacrosse season because I played lacrosse at Rose also. Cut off my season with that, and I wasn't able to experience like senior proms or a normal graduation like everybody else. But we dealt with what we had in the school and made sure we still had a good experience for our senior year.
Can you talk about the Blue-Gray All-American game?
Yeah. The Blue Gray All American game was a very prestigious thing for me. I remember one of my good buddies, David Sawyer, who plays at Columbia right now. He got the chance to play in that bowl game, and when I saw him go for that, that was kind of my main goal, to get to where he was, because he was kind of the person I inspired to surpass when he graduated. So being able to play in that and being able to go there with one of my good friends, Panda Askew, who was a lineman at UNCC. It was a great experience with being able to learn from great coaches and being able to chalk it up with some really good players over there. I feel like it helped me a lot.
How did the recruitment process help you when you went to the East All-American game and the Blue-Gray game?
I feel like it helped a lot. When I was going into the recruitment, it was kind of slow. I was still talking to some schools, but not at the level that I really wanted to be talking to them at. Uh, and once I was able to go to the Blue Gray All American Bowl and being announced as an East West All Star, I feel like that showed coaches a little bit more film of me and showing what I can do against guys who are going to Auburn, UAB, and all those schools like that. So I feel like it helped put my case up a little bit more.
Who were the schools that were recruiting you?
The three main schools I was really talking to was ECU, Barton College, and Randolph-Macon at the time.
How did it feel whenever you got an offer from Barton, knowing that they're first like starting off their football program?
Understanding of how they wanted to create their program and how they wanted to start off. They had an amazing coaching staff from what I knew so far, and the players they had, they knew what they were doing also, and they wanted to create a great program there with the first year that they had it. But just with that first group, in my eyes, they already recruited the guys they want to have down to be able to play. So I didn't want to be a second choice going there, and knowing that they already had a whole year of experience before I got there, I didn't really see myself going there for a brand new program.
Can you talk about the official visits?
Yeah. I had visits with Barton, ECU, and Randolph-Macon. ECU obviously is a great D1 program, hometown. I've been watching their games ever since I was little. So being able to go and be in that position where I get to put on a jersey for the school I've been watching since I was like 8 years old was amazing. But also being able to go to Randolph-Macon, which ended up being the school I go to, throughout the whole recruitment process, I just wanted to make sure that the place I go to treated their players as family instead of a business. And Randolph-Macon really showed a family aspect throughout all the players and the coaching staff. And I felt that for the first visit I went to, and then the overnight visit I had later on down the line. So.
Can you talk about how important it is to participate in camps?
Very, very important, especially if you're an offensive lineman, because you can only show so much film for your position as an offensive lineman. And if you go to camps, talk to coaches, then you can put your name in their minds, and you can make a name for yourself by going to camps and talking to coaches. And if you do really good at a camp, then they're obviously going to be starting to look at you while you go into your junior, senior season. So being able to make a very good impression during those camps is a very good aspect of recruiting for you.
Can you talk about signing your letter of intent to Randolph?
It was a very surreal moment for me, because everybody, when going into college football, everyone's thinking like signing day, like who am I going to be signing for signing day? And being able to know that in my mind I'm making the best choice for me, and being able to sign that letter of intent, it was a very great moment for me.
What advice would you give like an athlete whenever the corona affected most of athletes that were signing? What advice would you give them that did not get to experience the experience that you did?
You just keep going, man. You just got to find the silver lining throughout everything. It's going to get better at some points. You're going to have great experiences. You're going to end up getting a lot more chances than you would have initially. So you just got to make do with what you have, man.
Can you talk about playing at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium for the blue and gray All-American game and how that was?
Oh, it was amazing. I say being able to go into a stadium where so many amazing players have been and played at, it was crazy. Being able to the bus ride going into the stadium, everyone's just in awe of where they're actually at. Like being able to be at an NFL stadium and in the locker room, and then walking out for pregame. It was a insane moment, and being able to actually play on the field with everything, it was insane.
Can you talk about how that helped you to realize, like, if you want to be in the NFL?
Of course, that is definitely something I would love to be able to go to in the future, and being able to play on that type of stage would really be the dream goal. But I'm also trying to just make sure that if that plan doesn't work, I need to have something in place to fall back on. But of course, with seeing that is definitely an ultimate goal for me.
What advice would you give high school athletes looking to get recruited to the next level?
Talk to coaches, make great first impressions, and don't be so stuck up on Division 1, 2, or 3, because I was very stuck up on that, because at the beginning I was able to talk to coaches from Elon, Barton College, ECU, and when I got introduced to Randolph Macon, of course they're at D3. You're thinking, I want to keep talking to Elon, ECU, Barton, but you just really have to find a place that you believe is home and that feels like home. Because honestly, here you can't tell the difference between a D1, D2, and D3 once you're actually at the school and playing with your brothers every day and going through all the workouts and just being a part of the program at that point.
That's important advice. Can you talk a little bit more about the experience between a D1, D2, and D3?
Yeah. With D1, of course, they all going to have a lot better resources, as in equipment rooms, weight rooms, locker rooms, stadiums, all of that stuff. D2s have Matters Where You Go still has a little bit better stuff there, and D3, you pretty much have what you can get at that point. But at the end of the day, none of that really matters. At the end of the day, as long as you're putting on the pads and helmet and playing with people that you can call your brothers every day, then the glorified stuff shouldn't really matter to you at the end of the day.
What advice would you give high school athletes looking to play high school football?
Have fun with it, man. High school football is in a different league of its own. Being able to represent your city, your county, through every time you play a game, it's insane. Just enjoy the moment.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Storm_James. You can find me on Twitter, Storm_James. I need to look at that, but yeah, I'll let you know the Twitter, but yeah, Instagram, Storm_James. So.
Thank you again, Storm, for your interview, and best of luck in your first season at Randolph.
All right, thank you very much.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Storm, for your interview, and best of luck.
All right, thank you very much.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.